The Z4 launched a month ago in Japan, and a month in now, we were all expecting the Z4 to come out. But what did we get? We got the Z3 Plus, which is the Z4 that was launched in Japan. Hey guys, this is Siddharth from The Edge, and today we'll be having a first impressions on the Sony Xperia Z3 Plus. Sony has a biennial or biannual release calendar for the flagship of Xperia phones, and last year we had the Z2 coming out as well as the Z3, which were both had similar processing packages, but the only main upgrade between them was to a certain extent the build, as in the Z3 got more refined than the Z2. Well, this year it's probably the same thing, not that big of a processing bump, but we do have quite some significant changes in terms of build in the Z3 Plus. So first off, let's start with the build. In terms of the build, there is not something drastic that's changed in the new phone. What you see essentially is just a more refined build, something that makes the phone easier to handle. First off, you can see that the micro USB port that was earlier on the side of the phone is now on the bottom, and it's not covered by a flap anymore. Earlier, Sony claimed that was for the waterproof resistance, but now Sony has made it in such a way that it doesn't affect the waterproof coating and there is no flap. So that is a really big improvement, and you also see a thinner phone as well as a less wider phone, and it is not a big mystery that Xperia phones aren't the easiest to handle, but finally you're seeing Sony put forward some changes that can make their phone more ergonomic and more easy on your hand. Coming to the audio specifications on Z3 Plus, what we're seeing is not a big drastic change again. We do retain the high-res audio output, but we do see a small change in the placement of the front-firing speakers. It's moved a little closer to the screen and the grill is a bit wider, so hoping that you get better sound with these enhanced or wider speakers. Now let's come to the processing package on the phone as well as the display. What you see is a Snapdragon 810 octa-core processor, which is pretty much flagship level processing package. But the thing with the Snapdragon 810 was that most of the companies ditched it, including Samsung, including LG. LG decided to use the 808 for the G4. The problem with the Snapdragon 810 was that they had an overheating issue. It was actually present in the HTC One M9 as well as the G Flex 2. So it's kind of odd to see Sony going with something that heats, and seeing the fact that glass, the material used on the phone, has this property to heat unevenly. It's definitely going to be a big problem in the future. Coming to the display, you still retain the same 1080p panel, which I'm actually okay with, seeing the fact that most of the time when manufacturers move to a 4K IPS panel, you're losing out on your battery life. So it's a good move by Sony to stick with the 1080p display, and I really don't mind it being a 1080p display because it has really crisp quality and really great colors, so it doesn't make a big difference for me. Well, in the battery department, you have a slight decrease in the battery size. I told you earlier that the phone was less wider and less taller, so that definitely led to the battery becoming smaller. It's a 2930 mAh battery that's on the device now, and I do not expect it to be a big change because of the fact that you're still retaining the 1080p display, as well as the fact that you have a new display that has adaptive brightness, as Sony calls it at the launch. Next off, let's start with the camera. Sony hasn't changed much in the camera department from the Z, and that is quite disappointing. In the Z and the Z1, you had the 20.7 megapixel camera with the G lens, but you did have a small G plus lens increase in the Z3. But now again, we're not seeing that big of a drastic upgrade. It's still the 20.7 megapixel sensor, and it's really disappointing that it doesn't have optical image stabilization or even electronic image stabilization, seeing that most phones are heading towards that direction. I know Sony makes really good cameras, but it is really time for them to upgrade their sensor, to upgrade their camera, and to make it a bit better. Seeing the fact that you're still talking about the 2012 camera still on a 2015 phone, and that really needs to be changed. In terms of the front camera, you have the 5 megapixel camera. I guess that's good because I'm not a really big selfie taker, but that's a good upgrade over the 2.3 megapixel camera that was there in Sony Z3. Overall, the Z3 Plus looks like an awesome package, and it's up to Sony to actually adjust the price in such a way that it's able to be better than the competition in terms of the price and in terms of the power it packs. Overall, really excited to see this phone and what it does to the market. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. This has been the Z3 Plus impressions. Please be sure to subscribe and like our video if you like our content. If you do not, please do hit the thumbs down button and tell us what we can do better.